My name is Miss Jessica. I am a third-year kindergarten teacher in Southeast Tennessee, and I was just kind of hopping on here because it has been a long while since I have been on, and just wanted to give you an update of what's going on in the classroom and how it's going overall this year. This year we have taught in-person and remote teaching, and so it has been challenging to say the least, but I have learned a lot of things this year, and I was going to share some of those things that I have done in the classroom to help me this year, and things that I will be using in the upcoming years that I thought were beneficial and that the students really enjoyed. So hang on while I show you what we're going to be talking about. So every morning when the students come in, they eat their breakfast. After their breakfast, they are allowed to get their morning bucket, because in our classroom we are bucket fillers, and they're allowed to get their morning bucket and to start working on that, which is normally just an activity for them to work on, and it helps with their phonics. I've got some phonics and some math and things like that that help them throughout the day. So let me turn you around and show you what we do in the morning for our bucket filling. Every morning after students eat their breakfast, they're allowed to come over here and get their individual bucket. In each of the buckets are different games, different things to help them with phonics or maybe with math. So the students really like that. They can also get these buckets not only just after morning breakfast, but during our daily 5 center rotations. And so I'll show you just some of the things that are in their buckets that they really enjoy. Alright, so here's an example of the students' buckets and what is inside their buckets. So the students come in after breakfast. After they eat their breakfast, they're allowed to go there and get their morning bucket. So in this bucket we have some sight words that the students are working on. So they're going to pull out a card. They're also going to get the owls that are in here, and they're going to build the word. So they're going to put the owls on the fence and they're going to build the word. So there's different sight words and things that we are working on. So this is really good for the students to practice those sight words. So they're going to read it, build it, and then they can even ask their table partner and what the sight word is as well, and kind of just test their partners out. So there's just an example of one bucket that they can get. Another bucket, the students really like this one. So this is just a spin and create. So I've just given the students a pencil. Inside they've got the different shapes. Their job in this one is to spin. So they're going to put their pencil, they're going to spin, they're going to land on their number. You're going to go over here, spin, and then they're going to find out what shape that they're going to be building. So this is really good for shape recognition, and it's also really good for them just to be able to build and use their imagination on different things that they can create all by themselves. So that is one bucket. Another bucket that students could get that morning, they're going to get a sight word. This is sight word seeds, because we had been talking about the spring and we've been planting flowers in the classroom, some seeds. So they're going to read the sight word, they're going to trace right over the sight word, and then they're actually going to build the sight word. So that's one. This one the students really like when they get this one. This one they can get their individual Play-Doh out. This one just says that they are putting sprinkles on the cookies. So they get to build in the morning. They get to use their Play-Doh. So there's different little activities and things in the bucket for students to do. So my class really enjoys their morning buckets. It gives them something to do in the morning after they eat breakfast. It allows me to check their folders, get any messages up to the office, take attendance, but it really gets them it gets some of their fine motor skills in the morning. It gets them working on their sight words, maybe some math that we are doing. So they really enjoy just doing these morning buckets, because in our classroom we are bucket fillers. That's something that I've always done in the classroom, is just being a bucket filler. So they'll come in, they'll get their bucket. These buckets are really inexpensive. I got these from Dollar Tree, and I can just wipe these down at the end of the day, spray them with the Lysol, and then I switch out their buckets. So everyone gets a new bucket every day. They have a new activity that they are working on. So everyone eventually is going to get all of those activities. That way I'm not having to find activities for them to do, especially for my early finishers. They can just grab that bucket. When they're finished with their work, they're allowed to get that bucket and to work on that for the day, and the next day they'll get a new bucket. So this really helps in our classroom, just with classroom management and also with behavior, because students are needing to, they're always wanting to do something. I can plan an activity, they get it done in just a few minutes, especially my early finishers. This allows them to be able to work and actually have fun with activities in the morning. But yeah, these are really inexpensive. Like I said, from Dollar Tree, just $1. Everyone has their own individual bucket. I love all of just the different activities and things. I was so blessed to have a teacher who had given me a whole lot of different activities and things when I first started teaching, and so she always did morning tubs, just with groups before COVID. So I thought, well, let's just do morning buckets. Everyone has their individual bucket. They can do that. It keeps everyone safe. Everyone has their own bucket. I can clean them, and we can go from there. So this is something that I will incorporate through not just this year, but next year. Really enjoyed this, and the students have enjoyed it too. So I normally change them out every maybe 2 to 3 weeks with new activities for the month. The students get really excited when they get new activities in their morning buckets. So I thought I would just share one of the things that has helped me throughout this school year during COVID. So this is something that you can use not just during this time, but in the future, and that's something that I'm going to do. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and be the reason someone smiles today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!